story in the Daily Mail, backlash over claims the NHS is broken. We're still here in the backwash of the Labour conference. And Wes Streeting speaking there. Again, let's have a listen. So there's the headline first, OK? He's made a lot of the thesis, essentially, that the NHS is not just on its knees, it's broken. And he wasn't apologising yesterday.
And when you put protecting the reputation of the NHS above protecting patients, you're not helping the NHS, you're killing it with kindness. So I say respectfully, but unequivocally, I won't back down. The NHS is broken, but it's not beaten, and together we will turn it around.
Not making a political point, but as a communicator,
much better.
He's streets ahead.
Yeah, no, he
Streeting's
Wes Streeting's ahead.
Yeah,
No.
There is something powerful there.
Well, his voice changes in level for a start, which is always a help. You do sit up and take notice. But he has got a point. I mean, the NHS is broken. And, you know, there are over 7 million people now on the waiting list. That seems to be growing on a daily basis. And I actually like his honesty. You know, all I ever want in life is a politician to be honest. Doesn't happen a lot, I know. But he is honest. It is broken. We do need to fix it. And we need to look seriously at how we're going to do that, because it's only getting worse.
No, I've got a relative and they've been in hospital and they're older and they're going to have to move back to their home, and their home needs to be made safe. So you have rails and stuff. And the NHS, the whole point of NHS, what they call flow, is to get people out of hospital and help them to get home. So they have got units which can go into a home and say, you need that, that and that. So I sort of played the ball to them and I said, OK, can we just get you to look? And they said, yeah, well, it's going to be months before we can get around. Months?
Yeah.
It's literally days. It's got to be days.
So the main part of fixing the NHS is fixing the care service. The care service is on its knees.
Of course, but
that is
we never
important.
will. But can we just be clear, we never will, because we're all living to be 85 and the state can't pay for us to... So we're all going to have to sell our houses and pay ourselves, and that's so hard. I don't know what. I hate to say it. It's just not a solution.
It's extremely difficult. I mean, I don't feel quite that pessimistic. I think there's a possibility that we can, and I think it would take. But I think it takes enormous political will. I think it's going to take an enormous national effort. You're right. I think we have to be honest. If we're going to fix that, it's going to cost us a huge amount of money, an eye-watering amount of money.
Right, so we can't do it. Right?
I think it's something perhaps we need to have a national conversation about. So far as one thing I will say about the NHS, by the way, is that it's brilliant when you really need it. When you're in a state of emergency, something terrible goes wrong, or you're in a serious car accident, or cancer care in this country actually is pretty decent as well. I had a family member pass away last year to cancer, and actually the treatment that she got, my grandma, was absolutely fantastic.
Did she get a diagnosis early, out of interest? Did she get seen by a consultant
Yeah,
early?
The thing is, once you get... The problem is the initial... Your initial interaction with the NHS, that's slow and laboured and difficult. And if you've got a bad back, forget about it. I mean, you're not going to bother. But as soon as you get a diagnosis of something serious like that, something kicks in, the system kicks in, and you get a much better care.
You need to be on that cancer pathway, as they call it, and getting on that cancer pathway is not easy. I had to pay 150 quid. Luckily, I could afford it to get a relative checked out. We found out it was a cancerous malignant tumour. They were on the cancer pathway. They were cared for, but we had to pay initially.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody who says that one of the problems with I mean, obviously, the situation is old person has a fall, goes to hospital, after 3 or 4 days, they're OK, but they need to get back home, and they'll need help to do that. Now, the hospital, ideally, would just bounce them out. They'd say, here's a cab, get back home, sort yourself out. They can't do that. The interesting thing, this NHS person said to me is, we ring the son, the daughter, they say, oh, no, we're not free, we're going on holiday. And literally, we can't help her get home because we're going on holiday. So we've got this idea, and you just said it, the state needs to sort it out. Why?
Yeah,
Why can't the sons and daughters sort it out?
I think it's a joint effort, isn't it? It's everything. We are a community, and it takes community. It does. It really does. You're absolutely right. And I think there are some countries in Italy, countries in Europe, Italy in particular, who are brilliant at that. Intergenerational care is ingrained in
India,
their
South Africa. We're the ones who aren't.
Yeah, I think it takes a village.
Affluent societies, people tend to be busy chasing the Yankee dollar. And as a result, they never got time for their mums.
There's a definite difference between Mediterranean countries as well, and the family culture, and the Northern European countries.
We're going to have to do, well, what do? We do a massive, we're not going to go to this pod system, which the Swiss have got, where you have a pod in a forest and you pump nitrogen in. We're not doing that.
What's that?
Well, that's that, like this mobile Dignitas service they've got. We're not doing that. So what we've got to do is have a massive advertising campaign to say, if your mum or dad gets ill, it's on you. It's not the state.
It's on the community. It's
No.
on all of us. It's on
No,
all
it's
of
not.
us. Yeah, it is.
Here's
It is.
a suggestion, boys.
Sorry.
Here's a suggestion, boys. Why don't we just switch off old people's heating? That'll kill a few off.
Well, they're doing that already, aren't they? Dawn, that's the heart of the issue, isn't it?